All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachachvadash. Belong to our apostles, the bishops, and elders of the great millstone who teach, guide, and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you. Hopefully, elect up there. Shalom unto you. You brought Shaquat from the Las Vegas church. And just wanted to go over this real quick. And what it makes me understand is it says here that the title says, this is let me see. Yeah, let me. Biometricupdate.com, right? It says Somalia begins issuing new biometric digital ID developed with NADRA's help, NADRA's help, right? Now, we understand that this is the biometric ID is another way that we call the CHIP or the MOTB. Okay, and I'm going to read that. But we have to understand why this fits the prophecy. When you look at things and you got to think outside the box, you got to see that this was something that this beast, which when you break this down, let's go to Revelation 13:11, says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Right now, Revelation 17 verse 11, it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth. Okay, showing you that seventh so is the seventh, and he goeth into perdition. Right now, it showed you that these were Edomites that ruled back from the Greek time to the Romans time. The Romans went down to the Byzantine Empire for 1,000 years, which speaks of in the books of Revelations as well. And then the eighth came out of the seventh, which that structure came together, and England is that seventh. Okay, which brings you back to the Edomite rule, which is the beast now. Okay, so when you put the EU NATO nations together, it becomes that beast nation, right? And England is that seventh or Great Britain, if you will, is the seventh out of the eight. When you go into the seven horns, it is the rebirth of that power structure. Okay, matter of fact. All right, so beautifully made sign here gives you the full breakdown, okay, of what's going on. Okay, those ancient empires, all right. So I can blow it up a little bit. All right, but it shows you, okay, Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, the Greeks, and the British, okay. And then the woman riding the beast is the whore, okay, which is America. Okay, but when you put all of this together, you can see the precepts and stuff over here. Okay, shows you what you need to see here. All right, to put all of these into perspective. These are the 10 countries over on the right, and there's a clearer one. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get it a little clearer, but okay. What's the point of even bringing any of that up? Is that these Edomites still trying to rule the world? Okay, still trying to conquer the whole world, still trying to ultimately trying to get that birthright, the blessing. Okay, but this shows you that this is a worldwide thing that they're doing. This isn't small time where they're just doing it in certain places. They're trying to do this all over the world, and they've, as it says in the 18th chapter, and the nations were drunken. Look, verse 3, Revelation 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Okay, so even Somalia is in on it, man. Okay, when you really start looking at all these countries that really have no business culturally doing business with the West, you see them now getting into it. Okay, culturally and belief wise, they have nothing to do with the same beliefs. Okay, but this democracy, this horse went around the world trapping men, so to speak, or trapping governments. Okay, it says and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, And so it shows you right here that this is what the people are into all over the world. Okay? And it shows you how that beast system is trying to rule the world. Now, as it continues to rule the world, let's go back to the 13th chapter. It'll show you here. I'll read it, then I'll get a little bit into this article here. All right. So it goes back to, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and it had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Just like the ancient Roman Empire before it, it had the 2-party system, the plebeians and the patricians, which now are the so-called Democrats and Republicans. Okay, but 2-party dominant system. All right, with the Senate and the House and all those other things. Okay, so and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, and that's the conquering of the world by the ancient Roman Empire. The rebirth of the Roman Empire is that new version being reborn, but still trying to conquer the world, still trying to do it with the military, okay, with bread and circuses, all the traits of a 2-party system, putting things into law, all the systems that they were doing from the Greeks and the Romans previous to now, they're doing now in this empire as well. All right. All right. So it brings you back to the understanding that the prophecy of the dream in Daniel, the 2nd chapter that Nebuchadnezzar had, right? It says even ties into this place being America, right? So it goes to the other countries, right? Babylon was the head of gold, Medo-Persian was the chest and arms of silver, belly, thighs of bronze, legs of iron was the Roman Empire. Okay, even had the animals from the 7th chapter. All right, but then legs of iron, feet of clay and iron. That's the 7th that came out of the 8th, or the 8th that came out of the 7th. Excuse me. Okay, it's showing you that this new that had a deadly wound and was healed, coming back together, is this new Roman Empire. All right. So let me build up a little bit. You can pretty much see it. So we're here in the 2nd chapter of Daniel, verse 32. The image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, and his feet part of iron and part of clay. Okay, showing you the last empire, which is this one now. Okay, the beast system, this whole beast. Okay, and it's the rebirth of the Roman Empire, but it's weakened. It's not as strong, and that's that clay. Okay, it's not as strong as the ancient Roman Empire was, which was part iron. I mean, which legs of iron. Okay, this is the feet that are part iron and part clay. It's similar. Okay, and it's pretty much ran by the same people, same race of people, if you will. All right. And then it shows you here that thou sawest till a stone was cut without hands, which smote the image on his feet that were iron and clay, and break them in pieces, meaning Yahushua is coming to destroy that empire, which is this one, Babylon the Great America. Okay, showing you how it all goes. And all of this ties back back to Revelation, the 18th chapter. Okay, because all the nations have drunken the wine of this place, and now they're getting into it. Okay, they want to be a part of the image of the beast now. They want that type of lifestyle that the image of the beast has, a technocracy to be ruled by. Okay, how do you know? Watch what the article says. Okay, let's go. I'll hold it on the 13th chapter, then we'll go from there. Okay. So it says here, right? Somalia has launched its own biometric identity card system, with the head of the government expressing hope it will help its citizens overcome a myriad socioeconomic challenges. Okay, so many different social economic challenges as the country struggles with terrorist groups. So this is, we see it's an identification thing. Okay, which if it goes into the whole China social credit score also that we know that this beast wants to, it just makes sense. Now you can limit people out of certain places in certain areas. The complete system of control, godlike control, is what they're trying to achieve, but on the left-hand side, of course. Okay? Right? So before I read more, matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and read this in Revelation 13 and 12. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. These other countries, like the Americas, like the ancient Romans, had a great military, and one of their great things is they have the ability to make fire come down from heaven, whether it be the dew, or if it's the ICBM missiles. Okay. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. They think this is going to be a help to their economy, to their social economics of their country. Okay, because they've been drinking that Babylon juice. Okay, on the earth that means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Okay, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, a way of life. And it's a digital technocracy life, and now Somalia is involved. This country is getting on board. Before long, we're going to see it's going to be a new world order, a new world image, if you will. Okay, a new life that the world will be living by. All right? The image of the beast, and that which had the wound by a sword and did live. And that wound by a sword that did live separates you from the legs of iron, and then the feet of iron and part clay. Okay, two different rulerships in two different time periods, but it's of the same makeup, if you will. So it's still part iron, okay, like the ancient Romans were, but it's also clay and weak and fragile. Okay, which is now America. Okay, how do we know? We see people flooding in and out of America. The whole belief system of America has got them on the radar of the Most High. Okay, they're not ruling properly in the earth, but this was all prophecy of the Most High, that he would have this come to pass. Okay, and these countries don't realize that they're fulfilling prophecy. And for us, these are faith builders, seeing that the prophecy is lining up and becoming true. All right. So I'm going to go on here and read a little bit more. Yep, it says, during the launch of the ID on Saturday in the capital of Mogadishu, Prime Minister Hamas Abidi Bara said that introducing a national ID would help combat security threats, terrorism, and identity fraud. Okay, the country is currently struggling to contain al-Shabaab militants in central Somalia. Okay, this system, quote, this system will boost our businesses and economy, our banks, communication, hawala, money transfer systems. It will strictly deal with terrorist networks and fight against extremism, Barr says. Okay, now it's fun that you say that. That sounds great. That sounds like why we need it. But there's always a downside to everything this devil goes into. Okay, and that's why you see Somalia being the first country to do this. You see these Edomite countries being the first to do this, trying to want that type of control over the earth. Okay. Yep. The government plans to register 15 million Somalis for the national ID by the end of 2026, and eventually open registration offices in each of the country's districts. Okay, which goes back to the point I want to make. Like ancient Rome, they want a new world order. They want the fullness of the world. Okay, they want control of the whole earth, and this system they believe will be that. Okay, the ID system represents a significant milestone for Somalia. A war-torn country's national citizen registry collapsed during the turbulent 1990s, when unrest and economic turmoil resulted in the downfall of government leadership. The new digital ID is being launched with the help of Pakistan's national database and Registration Authority, NADRA, right? And a multi-million-dollar grant provided by the government of Pakistan. You should know that Pakistan is in bed with America. Anyway, it says NADRA has been working with Somali's government on ID since signing an MOU in 2018. Here's what that MOU is right quick. Hopefully it just goes back smoothly. Okay. This is a totally different article now. Yep. So this is back in 2018, July. It says Somalia launching foundational biometric identity program. Okay, way back in 2018 they were putting this together. Now it's starting to come to pass. Okay, showing you that all these countries are still connected. Look what they're showing you. Okay, look what they're showing you. All right, scanners with the fingerprint on it. All right, getting you conditioned. Okay, let's go back. All right. During, this is back in the original article, it says, during the launch, NADRA Chairman Assad Rahman said, Gilani, whatever it says, said that the delivery of the Somali national ID was part of Pakistan's Look Africa policy. Pakistan Today reports NADRA is playing a role in providing identity solutions to governments across Africa, including Kenya, Sudan, and Nigeria. Okay, they want you people completely on the grid and on the system. Okay, that's pretty much the point. Let's see if there's anything else good in this. I'll read from here. Operated by the National Identification and Registry Authority, Somalia, the system was introduced after. Introduced after the country's Senate approved. Senate, right? The Senate is of the Roman Empire, man. Okay, that idea. It says approved the revised legislation for the new national ID card registry in March. That same month, President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud also signed the Public Data Protection Act, meant to regulate the new digital ID system. Sounds good, but they can suspend that at some point, especially if the threat is big enough. All right? The point is, if they have the ability to cut it off, they have the ability to turn it on, and vice versa. All right? It says this launch event was attended by representatives of organization systems development, include ID for Africa, the World Bank, and other governments. Policy think tank, the Heritage Institute of Mogadishu, warns, however, that the implementation of the country's digital ID system could still face challenges. So we know there's a downside to this. Okay? So back in Revelation, this is just showing Somalia's connection to it. Okay? Just another country getting on board with this thing. I read it in Revelation, the 18th chapter. Okay? It says, and if you read the 14th chapter, is the place they get destroyed. But anyway, verse 15 in Revelation 13 says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, give it life, make it real. So they really have the technology to perform these so-called miracles, okay, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. How can you verify somebody's identification? Because you only get one. You can't, once you put one up onto the system, that's you. Okay, and every movement you make from there is part of you. Blood type, Social Security, this is all in the West, but in the East they have a system similar. Okay? All right? That's why they're implementing this. Okay? And it's crazy when you think about how many of these coups and whatnot and destabilization of governments in these other countries that the West will send over and start breaking shit up, man. What do you think them James Bond movies and Jason Bourne movies be about? Okay? It says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, or else, eventually it's going to be or else, could still face challenges. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark or a charagma, or if you want to even go further, an implant, okay, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You ain't find on, if you're not up on this system, you're probably a terrorist, and we don't mind squeezing you out. Okay? You're an extremist. Okay? Is the language that gets frequently used with these things. Okay? Save he that hath the mark or the implant or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Showing you that this is in full swing, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to full acceptance. And I hate to say full acceptance, but till the world begins to accept this idea, this model, this image. Okay? And as we get those that don't, we know that they're going to be persecuted and put to death, or they're of the elect of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and some will be beheaded, as it says in Revelation, the 20th chapter. Okay? But those that accept this system, they're going to get caught up with their thermonuclear missiles, man, shot off. Okay? So it says, I think that's the point, pretty much. The beast system is here, man. Other countries are using it, picking up the idea, trying to run with it to control their country. This is that image that they're setting up. These other countries are drunken by it, man. Okay? The idea of the power that it can possess to make their country so-called safe or convenient and so on and so forth, man. Okay, so we rejoice when we see these things as they get closer and closer, because we know, as it said, that stone cut, okay, without hands, is Yahweh Shai, man, that cornerstone. It's going to dash this whole beast system in pieces, man. All right, so it rescued the children of Israel. Now, it'll be bad, but it's the end, though. As every movie gets worse at the climax, this movie's no different, man. So with that, closing out, giving all praises and glories to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Ruach the long-term apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach God and root well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you, hopeful elect. Until the next one, Shalom.